Hello, welcome to Swift Heroes The Extra. Apologies for the delay, technical issues. My name is Lucy James. I'm your host this morning. It was also my pleasure to be your host 2 weeks ago in Turin for Swift Heroes, the event. We had an outstanding event, and I'm delighted to say that we'll be joined this morning by Ibrahima for another great presentation. Ibrahima, are you going to join me now? Yes.
Yeah.
Good
How are
morning.
you doing, Lucy? Good morning.
I'm good. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm doing great. Really excited to be here.
We're very looking forward to your presentation, Ibrahima. We're a little bit delayed, so we're going to get straight into it. We are going to roll a quick intro, and then it is over to you, my friend.
All right. My name is Ibrahima, and I'm super glad to be here to talk about this very topic about dynamic navigation in a modularized app. So I am a little bit about myself. I am from Senegal, and currently I'm an iOS engineer at Zapo Bank. You can follow me on Twitter. And I do have a YouTube channel named iOS Dev Mastery, where I post weekly videos about iOS development. So before starting, I would like to thank the Swift Heroes organizers for arranging this. I was picked, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there during the conference, and I'm super glad to give you this talk today. So let's see what we are going to talk about today for the agenda. So we are going to obviously talk about dynamic navigation. What do we mean by dynamic navigation? And oops, so I do have here other, okay, the thing. So, okay, so who is using modularization right now? So the chances are high, I guess. So this is a pattern that we can find nowadays in many iOS apps. Yeah, so many developers are modularizing their apps. So why we are modularizing? Because modularization comes in with many benefits, right? So the first one is reusability. So when you modularize your app, your package becomes reusable. So you can use them from one place to another, right? And we can have something like customizable delivery. Let's say that you are working on a feature, right? And on feature A, and your colleague is working on feature B. So you can have a separate app for each feature that you can deliver, right? We have a build time improvement. So since you are working in a package in a module, so you just need to compile just this module. You don't need to wait for the whole app to build, right? And once your packages are building fine, Xcode will build your project really fast as well. The other benefit is, of course, testability. Since you are working in isolation in your package, so you can definitely test that package or those components more easily, since you are in pure isolation. And we talk about parallel development, right? So when you are developing feature A, and you can focus on feature A, and your other colleague can focus on feature B without you having any dependencies, any problems, right? And the last but not least is the community support. Like, for instance, when you are working on let's say that you are working on a network library, so you can push that package on GitHub and get help from the whole community that will provide that will help you build your library. So now let's define what is navigation. So in a nutshell, in iOS, navigation refers to the ways in which users can move from screens, right? From screens and feature within an iOS app. So effective iOS navigation is crucial for creating a seamless and intuitive user experience. So that's why navigation is so important in mobile development in general, right? But navigation is not only about push and pop. You'll find in Apple frameworks like UIKit or SwiftUI some mechanism to help you to push and pop really quick. Like in UIKit, we have something like UI navigation controller, and in SwiftUI we have links, navigation stack, and so on. But don't let the name fool you, right? Because what about other components, right? Like popovers, okay? Like sheets, like alerts, like dialogues, like top bars, right? So all these components can be considered as navigation as well. So we can say that navigation is every UI element that allow users to explore and interact with the app content and functionality, right? So what could be better? So we see that modularization is such a cool thing, right? But it comes with some drawbacks as well, right? So modularization, like I said, it comes with some complexity and downside, and one of which is navigation, unfortunately. Okay, what I mean by that is when you have your app, which is modularized, and you have your feature modules, how can you navigate from one feature to the other without creating a cyclic dependency? Okay, how do we navigate from module 1 to module 2? So let's see first, how do we navigate with a monolith app, right? So with a monolith app, the way we navigate is just like if it is a UI kit. So we have a view controller 1 and a view controller 2, and we can instantiate a UI navigation controller and push the navigation controller, right? And for SwiftUI, in the right, we now have some navigation stack and navigation destination. But what is the problem with that? So the main problem is that here, all these components, if we take the example with the UIKit app, VC1 and VC2 needs to be in the same module, right? We can't push to another view controller that is in another module. So by doing so, we can technically we can do so, but by doing so, we are creating a cyclic dependency, and this is exactly what we don't want, right? We do want our feature to work independently, right? So there is no way right now to push VC1 who might be in module A, and VC2 who might be in module 2, right? So it is the same for the SwiftUI example as well, right? Here we have home view, and we have a recipe details, a recipe detail view. So home view and recipe detail should be technically in the same module for that navigation to work, right? And we know that with a new navigation stack, we can have some kind of deep link, but if those two views are not in the same package, things might be complicated, right? So we can see that navigation in a modularized app is a little bit challenging, right? And so here is a diagram. So like I said, we can have many packages that are represented by these features, and in each dependency, in each module or package, we have several screens, right? So our problem here is how to navigate from, let's say, screen E from feature A to screen A from feature B, or how do we navigate from screen D of feature B to screen D of feature C. So that might be problematic. So now let's see how we can resolve those navigation issue, right? So let's focus first in UIKit, navigation in UIKit. So the common approach about solving navigation issue in UIKit is by using what we call the coordinator, right? And what is the coordinator? Let's see that. So the coordinator pattern is just a design pattern used to manage the flow of navigation and communication between view controllers, right? It involves creating a separate object we call the coordinator, right? That is responsible for handling the navigation and presentation logic, while leaving the view controller responsible for just displaying its content and responding to user interaction. So by doing so, by using the coordinator pattern, it helps us decouple our navigation logic from the view controllers, okay? And that make them really modular and easy to test as well, okay? So technically, if we need to communicate between two modules that are independent, we just insert a third module, which is in this case the coordinator. And the coordinator, his role is just to manage the navigation, like I said, between those two packages, right? Between those two features. Yeah, so let's see the coordinator in action with a UIKit implementation, and you'll see that it is really easy to grasp, really easy to understand. So here I have an app coordinator, right? And in this app coordinator, we do have two methods. Go to login and go to home method. So we'll just say that we have two modules: a module A with a login screen, a login view controller, and a feature B with a home view controller. And once we successfully log in to the feature A, the app, let's say that the app will redirect us to the feature B with the home view controller. Okay, so here we have the coordinator as a protocol, and inside the login view controller and the home view controller that are in two different places, in two different packages. Okay, we can have a dependency of this app coordinator, and once we successfully log in the login view controller, we call the go to home method on the coordinator, and once we want to disconnect from the home view controller, we can call the go to login of this coordinator. So now we can implement this coordinator, right? And the implementation as well is really simple, right? We conform to that app coordinator protocol, and we give the implementation of both methods, right? The go to login method and the go to home method. So for the go to login method, we can see that it will just instantiate a login view controller, present that login VC with a transition style and a presentation style and a model transition style, and the main view is going to render to show that login VC. And for the go to home, it is quite the same, and we just instantiate the home view controller that we will show. So it is worth to mention that this main coordinator class should be at the entry point of your application, right? Because it is at the entry point of your app that you are going to have the whole app dependency, right? It is at this entry point that you can instantiate almost every single class or every single UI view controller of your app, right? And after that, maybe you will use something like SwiftUI in order to instantiate this coordinator class based on your app requirement, right? So so we can see that it is quite simple. Now let's see what we have for the for SwiftUI, right? So for SwiftUI, we're gonna use deep links, right? We're gonna use deep links, and another viable option is to couple these deep links with a router, right? So basically, we're gonna give a path to each SwiftUI view, the same way we can actually do with the new navigation API, and then we can build a router that can go to a specific link which is translated to your SwiftUI view. So like we said, it is we are going to use a router as well. And for this SwiftUI implementation, I do have an example here, a demo that I would like to show, and let's see that together. Okay, so this is a sample app I built, and let's first run the app for context, okay? So it is just a movie app that is going to show you the latest movie and the trending one, and you have a tab for some upcoming for some TV shows, right? And you have another tab for your wish list, right? Which is empty for now. Okay, and once we tap on a movie, right, a poster, we have a separate view. Sorry, sorry. a separate view which will show you the synopsis of this movie, and you can tap to play the trailer of this movie, right? I'm not going to play it, and you can see the cast and some clips regarding this movie. And for the TV shows, it is the same, right? So you can click on a TV show, right, and see its cast, the synopsis, and you can play the trailer. Let's now see the code we have. So currently we have 3 features, right? Let me maybe just, okay. So currently we have these 3 features, right? The media feature, the movie feature, and the series feature. So for the movie feature, it is like this whole view, right? For the media feature, it is the detail, right? And for the series feature, it is the TV show, like this screen, right? So for the movie, it is this screen. The TV show, the series, it is this screen. And once we tap, we have this as a media feature. And we can see that the behavior is the same, like when we tap on either a TV show or a movie, okay? So it is the same, and this is the media feature, right? And when we take a look at the manifesto file, the package that Swift file of this feature, we can see those 3 features, and they are independent, right, from each other, okay? They are independent from each other, and we can here go to a feature, build that feature in pure isolation, and maybe create a test application from that feature, right? So the main question is how, if these 3 features are independent, right? How can we navigate from this movie feature to this media feature, right? Without creating a cyclic dependency. Okay, so the answer is pretty simple. Like I showed in the demo, we use some router, okay, in order to implement this. And the router is quite simple to implement here. And what we do is to define first the navigation route, which is the path, which is the path of the route you want to go, and the destination, which is just a SwiftUI view, right? And it has just one method, and that method is going to render your SwiftUI view based on that path, okay? And we do have here the router, and for the router, it has an array of the routes, the navigation route you already register, and and you have mainly 2 methods. One to resolve a route you already have, and the other one to register it, right? And now let's see the movie feature, the main view of the movie feature, right? And here is the main view, and for this view, it has a dependency with this router. So this is an environment object, and it is just defined here, okay? And basically, it is just an instance of this router that I've just showed you here, okay? So once we have this router, and here we can use this navigation link in order to push to this media detail view, right? And for this router, we just resolve this path, okay? This media details path. And once we resolve this media detail path, it will give us this media media detail view, right? Basically. And if we go to this media feature, this media details view, we can see that it has some dependencies as well. It has a view model as a dependency, okay? And that view model is directly injected as an environment object as well, okay? And the important thing to remember is to register those paths, right? And where do we register those paths? Is in the app router, okay? And the app router is in the entry point of the app, okay? So if you forget to do this, your application will definitely crash, okay? So you need to register all the paths of your application in order to resolve them, basically, okay? It is like SwimJect or any DI container. If you want to use an object, you have to register it first before using it, okay? And it is exactly the same here. You need to first register those paths, okay? And say that for this movie path, okay, the destination will be this movie views. For this TV show, it is series views, etc., right? And this will be called in the app entry point, and it is here, okay? Like app router and register route, okay? And like I said, if we miss to register just one view, maybe we will comment this. Let's comment this media details, okay? And let's go to the main app target and build the app, okay? So yeah, the app will simply crash because we need this media details in order for the app to work correctly, okay? Okay, so yeah, so now it is working correctly. Okay, so we use here some this router, and I think that it is really flexible, because like I said, navigation is not just about push and pop. Here we use navigation destination, navigation link in order to show this detail. But imagine that we have a pop-up or something like a pop-over or a sheet or an alert and so on. So we can definitely register those views, those SwiftUI views, and resolve them when we need them, right? Yeah, so we are not just tied to push and pop navigation, but we can use it for top bar. And I think that it is the case here. We use it for this top bar. Let me see. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So for the content view, we use and it is just a tab view. Okay. We use this router to resolve the views as well, right? So we can use it for almost every UI elements, okay, that are meant to be shown on the screen. And you can definitely use this router as well with UIKit, right? In UIKit word, it is the coordinator pattern, which is which developers use the most, right? But you can definitely use a router, like having some kind of routers that will register your UI view controller, and you can use another object that will deconstruct, resolve your UI view controller and show them on screen. So you can do a mix and match between time, right? And yeah, so basically that's it. And yeah, so like I said, you can still use a mix and match. For instance, in a SwiftUI app, you can have your navigation that is being managed by a coordinator, right? Let's say that you want to use the coordinator pattern in your SwiftUI app. It is definitely possible as well. You will have to mix your UI kit and SwiftUI views, like using the coordinator on UI kit level, right? In order to handle everything related to your navigation. And for view rendering, you still want to use SwiftUI. So it can be a mix. It can be a mix of both. You can go to the app router side. You can build your navigation stack with some coordinator and so on. So let me know which is your preferred way, and yeah, we can, I think, go back to this slide now. Okay. And I think that's it. That is all I want to show you today. And yeah, so let me know if you have questions regarding everything that has been said here. And yeah, it will be my pleasure to answer to your questions.
Hey, Ibrahima, good one. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
You made me very nervous, though, the way you kept going, do this, or your app will crash. Or your app will crash. Or your app will crash. We got the point.
Yeah, yeah. You need basically to register all your views before using all this path before using
Sure,
that.
I'm going to hear that in my sleep. It's fine. I got it.
Right.
So let me just see if we have some questions. I see a few messages in the sidebar. Okay. So there's a question here. Can we make a demo in UI Kit? I'm not sure if you covered that actually.
Unfortunately, I didn't make a demo with UI Kit, but yeah, I can definitely do it and push it to GitHub and share the link. No problem. But it should be relatively, really, really, really easy.
Okay, cool. The same person, actually, from what I can see, is asking, using SPM is the best choice to achieve modularity and navigation? Question mark.
I think because SPM is now the recommended way to handle third-party libraries, right? And it works really well. Like the example with I gave with SwiftUI. So we have several packages. We have some feature packages and a shared one. And in the shared one, we have this navigation router, right? That will be imported in other features. So it works really well with SPM. So yeah, definitely the answer is yes.
Okay. There's a comment here. I don't know if it's a question. It might make more sense to you. I'll read it to you. How to initialize main coordinator?
Oh yeah, like I said, it's an excellent question. Like I said, in order to initialize the main coordinator, maybe you will have some dependency injection tool, DI tool, like Swift inject, in order to initialize all your protocols. Like with Swift inject, I have a little bit pronouncing it, but with that framework, you can say, okay, this is the protocol I have, and this is the concrete implementation, right? And you will do that in your app main entry point as well, like we did for the app router. But it is going to map all the concrete implementation of your protocols.
Okay. Thank you. So then there's a comment and a question here. Thanks for the presentation. Getting some love, Ibrahima. Thanks for the presentation.
Thank you.
Is there something similar to child coordinators for the router pattern or router pattern in SwiftUI? For example, to have a common registration flow you can show on different screens.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can be possible, right? Like the example I gave with UI Kit, like it is a trivial example with just two UI view controller residing on separate packages, right? So for most complex applications, you want to have just one coordinator or one router. You'll have maybe the main router or the main coordinator, right? And you will have also some child coordinator or child router, right? That will going to be used in the parent coordinator or the parent router. So for more complex app, yeah, definitely you can have some parent to child relationship between your coordinator or your router, definitely.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Another question has just been posted. How do you solve theming and assets between modules? I thought about each module export a protocol with the strings and assets it needs, and the app needs to implement that. Is it good practice?
Yeah, I mean it depends. So if you can share my screens again, I do have here a concrete example because
Okay.
the app I showed does have a design system package. So basically, I have a design. How I approach that problem is I have a design system package that will be imported in the feature modules, right? And inside that design system package is where I define all the theme of all the themes of my app, right? Like the fonts, the resources, image colors, and so on. And all the feature modules are going to import that design system and use that design system for theming.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right.
a separate package.
Okay, thank you. Did you want to show a slide from the
Yeah.
presentation for that?
Yeah. We can show
Okay.
that.
Let's see if we can
do
get
have
your
time.
presentation back up so we can see the right slide.
Yeah. I mean, it is just the live code.
Okay.
Right? And yeah, I can. Can we see my screen?
No, I think we can see big me at the moment, which isn't okay. Now we can see your screen.
Okay, now we can
Okay.
see. Okay, so here, yeah, like I said, here I do have a shared. Let me see here, right? And yeah, so here I do have a shared package, and inside that shared package is where I have the design system, the media details, not the views, but just the view controller, the view model, and the navigation. Since the navigation is like a coordinator, right? It needs to be used in other packages as well, right? And this shared package will be used in the feature one, right? Like if we take an example of this media feature, we can see that it uses the design system that is in shared, the navigation one, and the media details that are in the shared one. And in this design system is exactly where I define my SwiftUI components, right? Like the button, the cards, okay, and some extra resources like the font, the assets, colors, images, and so on. So basically, it is just a package that you will import inside your feature package in order for them to work correctly. Okay.
All right, cool. Thank you so much for sharing your slide and going into that in more detail. That was great. The questions keep coming, Ibrahima. I hope you don't have another meeting scheduled.
Nice. No, you can go ahead.
Okay, this person was definitely paying attention. As you said, we need to register all the SwiftUI views up front, otherwise our app will crash.
Yes.
If we register hundreds of views up front, doesn't this slow down app launch?
Okay, so 100 of views is definitely massive. So maybe we'll have some performance issue. I haven't tested yet. Like the apps I'm currently working doesn't exceed the 100 mark. So for now it is good. But yeah, we can definitely lazy load the views and load them when we need them, right? Yeah, I think that that might be a viable solution, right? Like lazily loading that.
Okay.
Right? Definitely.
Okay. So I'm not sure if you've answered this question. This is another question. Is there a way to lazily load the views? I think
exactly.
You've covered that. Cool. Next question here. We can also use router or coordinator to pass a data, correct?
Yeah, technically we can do that. Like for the coordinator pattern, nothing does stop you from passing the arguments or data to the coordinator. Like the function we have, go to logging or go to home. Inside those functions, we can have some arguments, right? And those arguments, you need to resolve them when you are creating those view controller. Like if your view controller or your SwiftUI view need in some way some data, and this is really common, right? You can definitely pass those data to your coordinator or your router that will build those objects. No problem.
Okay, cool. Thank you. The last two comments have got hearts and smiley faces.
Thank you.
So you've got some thank you very much. There you go. Thank you very much. And then the final thing, Ibrahima, is a request. Can you please share your GitHub link?
Yeah, definitely.
Which possibly was on one of your slides, or maybe you can.
Yeah, I can. I definitely can. Let me just try to find it really quick.
Okay, cool.
I do have the link for this GitHub repo. Let me go to
you find your link
really
and we
quick.
can show it live on the screen, and then perhaps afterwards we can do a post, like a social media post, sharing it if you don't mind.
Yeah, definitely, no problem.
Have you found it, or should we just do the social media post?
Yeah. Let's. Yeah, I found it.
Okay,
Here it is. Can I just share it right here?
Is that it there? Do I see it on the screen? Yeah. Is this it here? Is this correct? Bionic Ciss.
So yeah, this is correct. Yeah, this is correct. But the exact repo URL is bionic6/movie MUVI.
Okay.
Okay, I just pass it to the private chat. You can definitely.
Okay, cool. Well done. Thank you. We'll try and update that on the screen just now.
All right.
And in the chat. Oh, there it is. It's on the screen. It's correct. And it will go in the chat bar as well. Brilliant. Well, I think that's a wrap, Ibrahima. Thank you so much. Fabulous talk. Thank you for sharing all your thoughts, answering the questions as well. We will do some reposts about this presentation so that even more people can enjoy it. But thank you for all of your contribution. I really hope that you can join us in Italy sometime on presentation live.
Yeah. I hope so. And thank you very much for having me.
Pleasure, my friend. Pleasure. Cool. Well, look, you enjoy the rest of your day, and
Bye-bye, Lucy.
we will stay in touch. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you to everybody who participated online. Thank you for your questions and your involvement as well. We enjoyed your energy, and we will see you back with more content online very soon.